So if you're just joining us, welcome. We're inside today because of the rains. I'm just going to give a little announcement at the end of the class, so if you're around at the end. Today we're going to start on our backs. So sorry for the repetition if you're down already, so starting on your back to knees bent. Give yourself a moment to just be, to hear the sounds around you, maybe the rain. Maybe the parrots. Connect with a deeper breath, and the breath is a lung breath. Three count inhale, three count exhale. Keep the belly still, move the lungs. And we'll start swinging the knees side to side. Allow your knees to fall to the left and look to your right. And to deepen this, you can take the bottom foot and place it on the top knee. The leg is crossed, uncross the leg, inhale knees back to center. Then exhale, allow the knees to fall to the right. You can go to the left. As an option, take the bottom foot, place it on the top knee. Breathe. You probably can't hear it, but it's so nice to hear the sound of the wind. And uncrossing the legs, inhale knees back to center, exhale, pause. Let's do a simple vinyasa, moving with breath. With your exhale, you're drawing knees into chest. And then inhale, slowly lower back down as you're doing this, pulling the belly towards the ground. Exhale and hug your knees in. And inhale, release. Let's try 8 more. We're breathing through the nose. Three more. And our last one. Very good. Keeping the feet down on the ground. Feet are hip width apart. Move with the breath again. Inhale, you're lifting the hips. And then exhale down. Lift. And exhale. And we'll do 8 more of these. It doesn't have to be high. I like to think of the beginning of practice as really the opportunity to connect with breath. Two more. With your exhale, roll to the side, bringing yourself up to a seated position, sitting cross-legged or legs long, whatever works best for you. We'll weave the fingers together. Exhale, push out to the palms, and inhale, raising the arms to the sky. Feel the breath moving the lungs, and the belly is still. Four more breaths here today. You might be able to bring your hands back a little bit behind the shoulders. And with your exhale, we're rotating, twisting to the right, holding for 4 breaths. With your exhale, we're deepening this twist by bringing left hand by the right knee, right hand behind the low back. Inhale, you're lengthening. And exhale, twisting. Let's look behind us. Inhale, you're coming back to center. Extend the palms up. And then exhale, twist to the next side. And exhale. Left hand comes behind your back, right hand opposite knee. Inhale, you're lengthening. Exhale, twisting. Keep the look behind you. Inhale, come back to center, extend the arms to the sky. Notice my left leg is in front of the right. Exhale, bring the hands down. Try not to get the feet below the shins so that the legs can fall down more. And I know not everyone's legs can come down, but try. Inhale, lift up tall. Exhale, you're walking forward. If this is hard, you can keep the hands behind you. If it's there, release the forehead down. Inhale, bring yourself back up. We'll change sides. And exhale, coming down. And inhale, bringing yourself back up. Exhale, Let's make our way to all fours. So we're going to work the core, start to really wake up the core with bird dog. For this one, inhale, extend right leg, left arm. If that's too much to lift both limbs, then you can keep the hand on the ground. Exhale, down blue. Then we're going to change sides. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Maybe you just move your legs. Exhale, elbow blue. Let's continue. I was hoping to do about 30 of these each side. Now, if that gets too much for the body, take breaks, especially the wrists. Maybe we just take a break from the wrists. Exhale, you touch them. Inhale, extend. I notice I'm speeding up, try not to. Keep moving. So today, I'm not sure if it's the rain, but I'm smelling ylang-ylang and bloom, which is a beautiful smell. And I'm just saying that because I think about the idea of really trying to inhale as much as you can, that sweetness. Let's make it 10 more each side. I know that's not 30, but hopefully you're starting to feel the warmth. The belly's starting to work, the low back's starting to work. Almost there. This will be our last set. Very good. Bringing our forearms to the ground. Tuck your toes. Inhale, lifting the knees, floating here, 5 smooth breaths. And exhale, let's come back to tabletop. Let's do some cat-cow. Inhale, looking forward. And exhale, around. Keep moving with the breath. 3 more. Inhale to neutral spine, tuck your toes. Exhale, we're lifting the hips into a bent knee down dog. And then inhale, coming forward to kind of a bent knee plank. Again, exhale, shifting back. Inhale forward, 2 more. And exhale in your down dog, looking forward. Inhale, walk your feet to your hands. Exhale, folding forward. Bend your knees, inhale, arms and chest come up to the sky. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, arms come up. And bend the knees, exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, hands to the shins. Keeping the legs straight, exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms and chest come up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do 2 more, just like that, half sun salutations. Inhale, arms float up. You might find a little back bend here. Exhale, bend your knees, fold forward. Inhale, flat back, hands on the shins, lift to the toes. Keep the legs straight, exhale, fold forward. Bend your knees, inhale, arms, chest come up. Again, you might find a little back bend here. Exhale, hands to heart center. In back bends, you want to feel the stretch to the front. If you're feeling your low back, you've gone too far. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, coming up. And exhale. Adding on to this sequence. Inhale. And exhale. Fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms flat, stepping back, high plank. 5 breaths here. Maybe you want to drop the knees here, that's okay. Even if you're dropping the knees, this idea of sending the tail towards the heel rather than collapsing in the low back. I'm going to keep my knees lifted for the descent, but if you need to drop the knees, that's all right as well. You good inhale. Exhale, you're lowering down. 5 cobras. Inhale, we're lifting the chest without pushing the hands. And exhale down. You may notice my chin stays tucked in. So inhale, I'm lifting the chest but looking down. And exhale, 3 more. And sequencing through the knees, tuck your toes, lifting the hips. You can keep the knees bent, or if it feels safe with the low back, start to straighten the legs. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, the flat back, raising the chest. Exhale, pull forward. Bend your knees, inhale, arms and chest come up to the sky. And exhale, hands to the heart center. Let's keep it simple. Do 2 more just like this. Inhale, arms float up. And exhale, pull forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms flat, step back, high plank. Inhale, high plank. I'm going to drop my knees just to demonstrate this time. Exhale, we're lowering down. You can keep the knees lifted. Inhale, back to cobra, legs strong. And exhale to down dog. You still have the option of bending the knees. And with the hands, we're spreading the fingers, palms flat. Without moving the hands, make some space between the shoulders, wrapping the triceps towards the knees. So there's a little rotation of the arms. When you do this, sometimes the index knuckle lifts. So keep pushing the knuckles down. Fascinating, je vois toujours sur le tapis. So we're really rooting the joints down into the mat, or the knuckles to the mat. Inhale, bend your knees, looking forward. Exhale, step your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, folding forward. Bend your knees, inhale. Arms, chest come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, maybe you're starting to feel the heat in the body, even though it's a colder day, it's very humid here. Feel the sweat coming on, which is good. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Look towards the toes. Exhale, palms flat, stepping back. Inhale here. Exhale, you're lowering down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. So if you're ready for up dog, arms straight, knees, hips lifted. And then exhale, down dog. Stay with your breath and down dog. Inhale, you're bending the knees, looking forward. You can step or you can try jumping the feet to the hands. Inhale, the flat back, lengthen the spine. And exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, arms, chest come up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Stepping your feet hip width apart, let's come into eagle pose, bending the knees. Shift the weight to the right leg, lifting the left. And then wrapping the leg, trying to get that foot behind the ankle. That might not happen, I might just squeeze the pitch high. Chins together, inhale, arms float up. Keep looking at one spot. Left arm underneath right, and wrap the arms, touching the hands. Lifting the arms, sit low. I just heard a transformer explode. Luckily we still have electricity. 5 more breaths here. And inhale, release. Stepping your feet hip width apart. We'll come into mountain pose, feet hip width apart. Turn your palms forward, close your eyes. Connect with body and breath. Check in with the body, see if there is some heat in the body. And inhale, opening the eyes. Coming to our next side. The next side happens to be my challenging side. It may be yours as well. So exhale, bending the knees, lifting the right leg, and then wrapping it around the left. So the balance is really wonky. You can keep the foot on the ground, otherwise squeezing the shins. Looking at the spot, arm float up. Exhale, right arm underneath left, and then twist by the arms, lift the elbows. If you can't twist the arms, you can also catch the shoulders. Yeah. Sit low. Three more breaths. And now coming out of this, again, we'll come back to mountain pose. Stepping the feet hip width apart, turn the palms forward, close your eyes. Reconnect with the breath, slow the heart rate down. And now opening the eyes, big toes together, squeeze the knees. Inhale. Full lungs, exhale, sit yourself down. Squeeze the knees, inhale, arms float up, pressing the palms. You can look up to the thumbs. Two more breaths, you can make it. Sit lower, straighten those arms. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, palms flat, step back, high plank. Inhale here. Option to drop knees, exhale, lower down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale to down dog. Inhale, our right leg lifts. Coming into crescent lunge. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Feet are hip width apart. Back heel stays lifted. Inhale, raising the chest. Hands to hips. Exhale, bend the back knee. Tuck the pelvis forward. Keeping that pelvic tilt, push out through the heels. Keep the low ribs in and that distance between the low ribs and the hips shortening. So a bit of a crunch. Inhale, arms float up to the sky. Without leaving the fingers, you can keep the gaze forward, or if it's okay on the neck, look upwards. Smelling the pineapple behind me now. I think I need to eat that today. Just a tiny pineapple too. With the rain comes mangoes, mango season, flower season. Exhale, hands come down to the ground. Left fingertips stay on the ground, or if you have a block, you can place that on the block. Right hand to your hips. Lift the back knee, lift the hip. Right hand can stay on the hip or extend the arm up. And exhale, hands come down to the ground. Front foot steps back. Inhale to high plank. We're going to drop our knees if you need to. Exhale, lowering down. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Shoulders back. And exhale to down. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, left foot steps forward, back heel stays lifted. Inhale, hands to hips. Bend your back knee, tuck the pelvis forward. Keeping that pelvic tilt, push up to the heel, still keeping a short distance from the hips to the ribs. Hands can stay there, or inhale, arms float up. Gaze can stay forward or looking upwards. And with our exhale, hands come down to the ground. You may need to lengthen your stance, just the right fingertips on the mat or a block. Inhale, left hand to hips, turn the chest towards that bent knee, the front leg, left leg. Left hand can stay here or extend the arms out. Oh, this feels good in my body. So just noticing what postures really bring out or illustrate the tension. And when a posture is intense, did you cut the breath short, or can you still maintain a smooth breath? Try to keep it smooth throughout practice. And exhale, hands come down. Let's step back to high plank. We're going to lower all the way down. Option to drop knees. Exhale, lower down and rest on the belly. Locust pose. Weave the fingers. Inhale, lifting chest and legs. 4 breaths here. Pull the belly up. You might need to be like me and have a tendency to lock the arms. Try to keep a little bend. And exhale, lowering down, turn the hip to one side. Weaving your fingers, palms together. Again, inhale, lifting chest and legs. Keep your chin tucked in. Holding for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, turn your head next direction. Last one, weave the fingers. Inhale, lifting chest and legs. Two more breaths. And at the end of these 2 breaths, we'll recover in child's pose. Exhale, lower down, hands below the shoulders. Inhale, shift the hips back. Big toes together, knees either separated or knees together, and your bum to your heels. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring yourself back up. Let's make our way back to down dog. And exhale, lifting hips. If you want to try to jump up, again, it's optional. You might find walking the feet a little closer to the hands to try to jump helps. And sometimes we get to a point where we think we're going to fall forward, which is good. That means the hips are high. To stop that from happening, we're digging the fingers in. And this is optional. You can just walk the feet to the hands with the exhale, bend the knees, looking forward, inhale, step or walk. Exhale, folding forward. Big toes together, squeeze the knees, sit yourself down. Inhale, arms float up. We're staying in chair pose and coming to a twist. Bring the right elbow to left knee. Roll the top shoulder back. Let's look down at the knees and draw that right knee back so it's even with the left. 4 breaths here. And then inhale back to center. Exhale to the next side. Inhale back to center. And exhale, coming to standing. Step your feet hip width apart. Inhale, arms float up, catch your left wrist. And exhale, we're leaning to the right. Two more breaths. Now coming back up, change hands on wrists, and exhale, leading to the next side. Inhale, bring yourself back up, bring your hands to your low back. Coming to a back bend. Again, you want to feel this in the front body, send the tail down. Lift the chest, keep your chin tucked in. 4 breaths here if you can make. And inhale, coming back up. Let's repeat that sequence. So again, feet are hip width apart. Inhale, arms float up. Second set, exhale, leaning to the right. You bring your nose upwards. If that's too much on the neck, keep the gaze downwards. And inhale, bringing yourself back up, changing hands on wrists. And exhale, leaning to the left. Inhale, bringing yourself back up. Exhale, hands to your low back, fingertips facing back. Our second back bend. Send the tail down. Inhale, you're lifting. Again, if there's tension to the low back off. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Very good, I need a drink. By that I need some tea. Let's come back to the front of your mat. We'll come into warrior 2. Inhale, lifting your left leg. Exhale, step the left foot back. Bending the right knee. Extending the arms. Use the front hand. Breathing. Two more breaths here. Legs are strong, arms are strong. Turn the right palm upwards. Inhale to dancing warrior. And a few options here. You can bend the top arm and catch the skull, or keep the arm extended. You can also reach around and catch the hands behind your back. Now, if you can't quite touch, then you could stay with this variation, or even hold on to the elbow. And with your inhale, come back to warrior 2. We'll pivot on the heels with an exhale to face the next direction. And then into the left. And you may do what I'm doing here, just lengthening your stance if it feels appropriate. This knee is right over top of the ankle, so watch it's not falling inwards or outwards. 2 more breaths here. And turning the left arm upwards. Inhale, dancing warrior. And a few options, you could stay here or grab the skull or catch the hands or catch the elbow. 3 more breaths. Inhale, making your way back up. Turning the heels in, toes outwards. And then we're sinking into the knees, coming to broadest pose. And you probably want to shorten your stance as I do a little there. Sit low. Option to lift the hands. And then exhale, coming to stand, stepping the feet to the front of your mat. I'll give you the next view. So, the next side. So inhale, you're lifting your right leg. Exhale, right foot steps back. This is triangle pose, so it's just a little bit shorter stance. Heels in one line. Inhale, arms float up. Keeping both legs straight. Reach towards the left leg. And then placing hands on shin. If you want to work the core more, float the hand to the inside so you're not supporting the torso with the arm. The target area of this stretch, for most of us, is here, feeling the fascia. Now, if you're tighter other places, you may feel that there. And we'll firm the belly and bring yourself back up. Revisiting goddess pose, turn the heels inwards, bend the knees, sit low. Option to raise the arms. And exhale, we're coming to standing, we're changing the directions of the feet. Both legs straight, inhale, arms float up, triangle next side, Trikonasana. Bring the right hand to the shin, or floating the hand to the inside. Roll the top shoulder back. Now traditionally the gaze is up to the thumb, although this might be too much for your neck. And if that's the case, look forward or look down. You may observe, as I am in my body today, that one side seems to be tighter than the other. Usually this is the case. Usually one leg is shorter than the other, hip is higher than the other, so this will create differences from side to side. And exhale, looking down, inhale, bring yourself back up. Let's turn our heels in, toes out, and exhale again, sink into the knees, sit low. Option to raise the arms. And exhale, coming to standing, stepping the feet together. Feet are about hip width apart. Let's weave the fingers together. Inhale, lift the chest. Put a good bend to the knees. Exhale, you're folding forward. And rest your belly and your chest on your thighs. So a generous bend to the knees, almost like you're sitting in a chair. Raise the arms. Now, we want to imagine that the chest is being glued to the thighs, starting to straighten the legs without lifting the chest. So if the legs don't get straight, that's fine. Keep lifting the hands. Two more breaths. And inhale, bringing yourself back up. Let's cycle through vinyasa. Inhale, arms float up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, the flat back. Exhale, palms flat, stepping back to high plank. And drop the knees down. We're coming into side plank. If you want, you can fold your mat as I do, just to create a little cushion. Right elbow down on the ground. And coming to our side. If this is difficult for you, you can bend the top knee. I'll show you the easier variation to start with. Inhale, we're lifting the hips. If that's easy for you, then try putting one foot in front of the other or stacking the feet. If that's too easy for you, extend the arms, lift the leg, hold 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower yourself down, changing sides. Left elbow. First variation, knee bent. Foot in front or feet stacked. Inhale, we're lifting. Option to extend the arm and leg. And exhale, lower yourself down. Now that was so fun. And we're going to try it again with an addition. Let me show you some possibilities. So if you had the foot on the ground, the variation I would suggest is keeping the knee on the ground and then the other knee is drawing in towards your chest. If that's easy for you, then you can lift the leg and draw the knees in. We're going to do about 8 of those. If that's too easy for you, then you can straighten this top. So let's try that together. Inhale, you're lifting. Exhale, drop the knee. That's 1, 2, 3, and for the last 4, you can straighten this top leg. So pointing the toe. 1, 2, oh gosh, 3, 4. And we're dropping the hips down, bending the knee, stay on the side, mermaid pose. So I'm grabbing this knee with my left hand, right arm reaches up and over, stretching out. And you'll bring yourself back up. Let's change sides. Show you on this side, face it forward. So I'll show the easy variation on this one. So knee stays on the ground, drawing the knee in. That's 1, 2, 3 with the exhale, we're drawing it in. 4, even if the knee's on the ground, if you want to try straight leg, you can. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And lower yourself down, coming into your mermaid pose. You're bending the knees. Catch the right knee with right hand, and now left arm just open. And inhale, bringing yourself back up. 1. Looks like we are running out of time. I think we're going to go over 5 minutes today, if that's okay for everyone. So let's do a little bit of core work. And then we will stretch out those bellies. So extending your legs up. Don't plate the hands underneath the low back. Place them to the side, palms facing down. And we're going to point our toes. If this is hard on the low back, you don't have to drop the legs very far. So exhale and lowering one leg down, holding the low belly in, and inhale back up, moving slow. Exhale, it's coming down, and inhale back up. So if this is tough on the low back, maybe you want to come about that distance down. If it's easy, again, a little lower. We'll do 3 more each side. Very good. Exhale, bend the knees. Feet hip width apart, coming into bridge. We're doing 1 back bend today. Inhale, lifting the hips, keep your chin away from the chest. So you're pressing the head back into the mat. Lift the chest towards your chin. If you want, you can bind the hands behind your back. 4 more breaths. And exhale, you're lowering yourself down. Very good. Keeping the hips on the ground, we'll come into pigeon pose. Place the left ankle on right knee, and then you're catching the right leg. It could be the shin as I'm doing, or the hamstrings. Okay. Drop the head back down, tuck the chin in, send the left knee away, and raise a little bit to your right. 4 more breaths here. And exhale, release. Changing side, replacing right ankle on left knee. And then you're catching the left leg, either hamstring or shin. From left knee in, send the right knee away. You can shift the legs a little bit to the left. And exhale, you're releasing. And swell the left knee in towards the chest. And we'll place the left hand behind the thigh. You're doing a straightening leg exercise, so exhale, push out to the heel, and then it's okay if the leg doesn't get straight, but maybe you can straighten the leg. We'll do that about 6 more times. And then extend the leg as straight as you can. Start to walk the hand up the leg, maybe the calf or ankle or foot. Lifting the head, reaching forehead towards the knee. 4 breaths here. And exhale, lower yourself down. Bend both knees, coming to the next side. Put your right leg. Exhale, extend up to the heel. And bend the knee. About 6 more of these. The exhale, extending, pushing the leg straight. So maybe the leg is down a bit further like this. That's fine. Yeah. Very good. And we'll keep that leg straight with the exhale. Walk the hands up the leg, catching the ankle or the foot. And exhale, lower yourself down. We'll hold on to the right knee, bending that leg, and come into a twist with the exhale. We're sending the knee across the body. You can look over the right shoulder. 5 breaths here. Inhale back to center, hugging both knees, little rock from side to side. Change your sides, hug your left knee, extend the right leg. Take an inhale. And then exhale, we're twisting to the next side, looking over the left shoulder. 3 more breaths. Inhale back to center, happy baby. Both arms come to the inside of the knees, catching your feet on the outside. Press your low back down rather than curling the tail up. Chin stays tucked in. Head on the ground. And exhale, release. So we're coming to the final pose, Shavasana, which could be legs long, hands by your side. If you have some wall space or a chair, you could put your legs on the chair. If it's on the wall, it's not the most ideal wall, but I can show you here quickly. I place my bum on the ground, and then lengthening the legs up. Yeah? Just going to do a regular Shavasana with you. Once you find your position, and it may take a little wiggling to find the right position. Once you find it, come to stillness. Close your eyes. Soften the breath. I'm here for 5 minutes. Let's start to deepen our breath. Wiggle your toes, your fingers, returning to your body. And then rolling to your right side. Use the hands, bring yourself up into a seated position. Sit up nice and tall, hands to prayer. We'll finish with 3 breaths to the heart. Come to the bottom of your exhale. Together we inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Thank you for joining me in practice today.